News like the Unbearable Kennedy campaign. That's a couple of updates. We're going to get into that and maybe some more stories. Hey, it's Monday morning. Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm JJ. That's Deacon. We are the Internet Dads, and we are here to drink coffee and read the news and tell you how great the world is. And obviously, we're not going into World War III. That's not happening. We're not going to have some major international conflict in the next 24 hours. And you know, your life isn't doomed. The future isn't wrought with peril. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine.
Well, I'm glad you're positive. You're delusional, but you're positive. So
I think I left my coffee downstairs. So I could be wrong about a lot of things right now.
You're fuzzy. Like when you started, we went fuzzy on here and everything sounded weird.
Oh yeah.
But that's all right, right? Because you got 70,000 web pages open, like you always do.
I don't.
Okay.
Just close my email.
What's up? How was your weekend, sir?
I'm closing one more.
Yeah.
We had like a surprise thunderstorm. I have an electric lawnmower, and so I go out and I mow my lawn, and normally it's fine. But after the hurricane last month, the grass has been like every week it's growing real fast, and it chokes out my lawnmower, and I have to mow half my lawn and then wait while my battery charges.
I don't have that problem with my gas-powered lawnmower.
Yeah, but you do have to buy gas.
Get up like 2 feet, and it'll still kind of chunk its way through. I might have to go over it a couple of times, but
yeah.
I saw this video, and the dude was like, his buddy lived across the street, and he lived in a neighborhood like you guys do, and he had a gas or a electric lawnmower. And his friend always made fun of him, said it looked like a toy lawnmower when he mowed. So when he went out of town, his friend went over to his house, took his electric lawnmower, completely took it apart, professionally spray painted it pink and dark pink, put it back together, put little stickers and mounted a unicorn on it and put all these little gems on this so the dude was like, when he got back from vacation, he saw this and was like, I ain't even mad. Dude put so much time into he's like, he took these apart and painted each part and put the part back. He didn't just spray paint it. He's like, it's so good. I'm going to keep it this way.
High quality.
And then his daughters were like, we want to mow. Hey, hang on. I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right, guys. So let's check this out. Russell Brand has endorsed RFK Jr. Kennedy in a comedic video. Well, this is an interesting. This is kind of interesting. A comedian joked that he had attempted to garner endorsements from Clinton's, Obama's, Klaus Schwab, and George Soros to no avail. So here is the video. Let's check it out.
Oh, a surprise call.
Hey, Bobby?
Hi, Russell.
Yeah, it's Russell.
Hey.
Oh, really? Really? X video.
It's great to speak to you as well. Listen, I just wanted to call you just to let you know that I've just been trying to get you some endorsements.
Endorsements? Oh, man, that's so kind of you. Who have you been trying?
Well, I've tried the Clintons. I've tried George Soros, Bill Gates. I tried the Obamas. I thought there might be good, well, at least brand recognition. Listen, no one's interested in backing you, Bobby. Not Newsom, not Soros, none of them, even Klaus Schwab. I mean, I think he said no. I couldn't tell, he had a lot of saliva in his mouth. But
Russell, that's so kind of you, and I'm so touched that you made that effort. But have you ever looked at any of my social media or read any of my books? Because I've sued most of those guys, and I think that's not a list of names that I would expect to endorse me, although I'd be flattered.
But the good news is that I am endorsing you. I mean, I can't vote, obviously.
Yeah. All right. So it works a lot better when it doesn't pause. Come on, X platform.
I'm English. I'm unable to vote. But I think what you're probably going to...
So anyway, so this is kind of interesting. For one, I mean, Russell Brand is definitely does commentary about the globalist elite, the people that are trying to control everything from the WEF down. So it's kind of funny, but it also seems insincere because I don't. A lot of Russell Brand's enemies apparently are also Robert F.K. Jr.'s enemies. So I think you missed this video, but it's okay. It's not so great. But Russell Brand posted a comedy video endorsing RFK Jr.
Oh, okay. I've seen a lot of Russell Brand stuff come up here. He is he's found Christianity, and he's been on different shows and stuff. And I've been watching what he says, and it's real interesting. He is, I don't know. He seems sincere. He's seems like he's very willing to learn.
Oh yeah, no, Russell Brand's been on
someone on their journey,
right? So it's just kind of a funny video. I really didn't expect Russell Brand to be backing RFK Jr., but they do have. I mean, RFK Jr. has definitely taken on a lot of the guys that Russell Brand talks about on his show quite a bit, the globalist elite and corporate power, things like that. So that was kind of fun. If you haven't seen that, now RFK Jr. posted it. Now, what I thought was good about this was that it shows that Robert F. Kennedy has got a sense of humor about his own campaign, because, these are the gist of this video is that these are insincere endorsements. Like he tried to get endorsements from like the least likely people in the world that would endorse RFK Jr. But it shows that Bobby's got at least a sense of humor. Here's the last
require is for actual American people to get up and vote for you. Bobby, I think the globalists are under me. That's the CIA plane. Bobby, listen. Bobby, what's going on with those dogs? Are you eating that dog?
You need a dog, Russell. It was a goat.
Is it you or the brainworm? Which one of you is eating that dog?
Yeah, so that's the Kennedy campaign. That's pretty good. Hey, Dialogue Box. Dialogue's back. Box is back. I see Brian too. I saw Deke, over the weekend. Have you been paying any attention to what's going on in the UK and Ireland and all of that? There's like massive riots.
I found a kind of a summary of it this morning.
Oh, good.
That was pretty good. And
we're
I was
pretty far away from there, so like we only have like what other people say about it. So.
Right, and we don't trust anything that any media says.
No,
all that. So and Ashley, like I've said this before, but Ashley turned me on to this, and it was very interesting. And I haven't thought about it until right now. So if you have Snapchat, and we would just do back and forth between me and Ashley and the girls and stuff, and make silly faces with the whatever. But Ashley showed me that you can like get on there, and there's a spot where you can go to the map of the world, and it'll show you the hot spots where all the snaps are coming from. And if you scroll into like England, you can see where all these snaps, and you can actually see the videos coming from real people and the real stuff that's happening, and not have to rely on the stuff that comes through the media. So I found this on X this morning. I'm going to hit all the buttons.
You gotta switch this. Okay,
I'm not a moderator or anything anymore. It's not letting me.
I got you. Oh yeah, I have to update you every single time. Let me promote you.
Okay, so the Stark Naked Brief, which is a former political strategist, part-time citizen journalist based in the UK, investigations, reports, research. I don't even follow him. This just came up. There's a lot of horrific footage circulating of riots and protests from last night. Political hacks are selectively using specific clips to push their narratives. Here's an attempted, honest summary of events, which they and the mainstream are unlikely to provide. Okay. Number one, stroke on Trent. A group of men who looked of Middle Eastern ancestry assaulted a man who looked of Anglo-Saxon ancestry, reportedly because of his race. However, we can't be sure of the cause of this video. So here's the video of the white dude getting beat up.
Right.
This was followed by another assault reportedly carried out by the Muslim Defense League on two white men. Apparently, the two white men were attacked with hammers. Again, we can't verify exactly what caused it. Yeah. Dozens upon dozens of men who looked of Middle Eastern ancestry were seen patrolling the streets with weapons. Here they are. Here they are. The same men were seen shouting Allahu Akbar in a nearby park. So at this point, it became pretty clear they're Muslims.
Right.
There they are. Black. Police were recorded telling them to discard their weapons at the local mosque.
Why would you give it to the mosque?
Huh?
Why would you give them to the mosque? You'll just pick them up again later. What are you talking about?
The march that is presumed to have occurred because of the heinous murder of 3 young, beautiful girls or mass immigration, people have had different reasons for attending, appeared peaceful and stroke, at least initially. So here is the march of the...
that murder of 3 girls, that was a stabbing attack that happened. I don't know if it was last week or so. I know it was in the news last week. And yeah, the three little girls were brutally murdered in a stabbing attack. And you know, I think that was the kickoff of the massive outrage. But it's pretty clear that we have, I mean, Europe, it's not just England, but it includes England, has had a borders down policy for immigrants for quite a long time. And there's a tremendous amount of immigration out of the Middle East and into European countries. And then they move into these countries and they do not assimilate into the culture that they are moving into. And they create these isolated pockets of their old culture and country in this new tolerant liberal England or, you know, other countries. And then they start growing out from there. And it's kind of a cultural cancer. Go ahead, continue, please.
So in Bristol, this is now in Bristol, a man who looked of Anglo-Saxon ancestry assaulted a man who looked of African descent, reportedly because of his race. However, we can't be sure of the cause from the video alone. So here is the video of them obviously fighting obvious race. So people started protesting the Southport murders, mass immigration. Again, the 3 little girls in the mass immigration. Again, they can't be sure. Gathered outside of a hotel, which reportedly houses a number of asylum seekers, refugees, or economic migrants. And there's the video there. Okay, I'm making sure that wasn't a text. There's the video there. The police trying to stop them. Outside that same hotel, a fight broke out after both sides launched cans of drink at each other. So you can see them throwing stuff at each other and, you know, and there's the beginning.
And there he goes to a rowdy start. And look at the cops. The cops are like,
what are you going to do about that?
Taking bets over there. Yeah, for real.
I mean, seriously, what are you going to do? There's 4 guys standing there. So it appears that some of the counter-protesters then assaulted a presumed neutral journalist attempting to film the event. You can hear the shouts of fascist.
He's not. Is he not? We're not. Is he not? I think he is. He must be. I said he is.
Hey, Dialogue Box, I see your comments, and I know you mentioned coming on, and we're glad to have you on.
Okay, so yeah, can we read these real quick? Yeah. Let me go back because Dialogue Box is he in Ireland?
Yeah, he's in Ireland, but this is his neighborhood. You know what I mean?
It's awful. We are at civil war. In no uncertain terms, it's been back and forth energy of hate and love at sometimes. Dude, you are describing America. This has been set up. Amazing and sad. Presumed Muslims may be actors at this point. They are not arresting the Muslims. 2-tier policing. Last Wednesday, the 3 girls, 10 other hurt. The kids party. The whole world is riding in pockets. Dude, you're describing America too. I mean, all of that.
It's the same story in a different place, you know?
Yeah, it's the same story in a different place.
And well, I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead and finish.
Okay, so elsewhere, certain counter-protesters thought to be members of Antifa Antifa, however you pronounce it, harassed a reporter, Christian pastor near a shopping center. They can be heard talking about abortion. So, yeah, people protesting were seen swearing at a goading counter protesters as police formed a line to separate the opposing groups. So here's Liverpool. This is where the most of the horrific footage emerged, but it appears the protest started off peaceful. So there's the peaceful parts of the protest. Police charged at the protesters, who then ran away to avoid conflict. Counter protesters turned up, but skirmishes were reportedly avoided. Here, the protesters cheer as police ushered the counter protesters away. At some point, they must have been close together as arguments were recorded. Here you can see the counter anti-racist protesters goading a protester who looks like he's trying to talk to them. Let me tell you, that's the same thing in America. This is a Republican and this is a liberal.
Yeah.
It's the exact same attitude.
Right.
They don't listen. They sing. They scream. Some protesters reportedly marching because of the Southport murder, mass immigration. Again, we can't be sure. Can then be seen pushing a policeman off of his bike. So here it is right here. And they push him.
And then they attack him. Wow.
Let me mute that. Some now turning more violent, ripped down a stand hanging out Quarrans, shouts of our country, Quarrans.
Qurans.
Quran. Shout of our country can be heard. It's so pretty clear some rioters were anti-Islamic. So there they are. Later that evening, it seems some of these same protesters started fully rioting. This is including looting. Here they can be seen in a library, possibly a bookstore.
Oh, Dialogue Box is a woman. I had no idea.
Oh, good.
Sorry.
Good. Okay. I didn't want to keep calling her he.
I have checked out. I watched a couple of Dialogue Box's videos, and I just thought it was a soft-spoken person. So I didn't realize you were a female. My apologies.
You're still welcome to a number. Yeah, absolutely. You're still welcome to come on the show. Then they said a lot to a number of bins. Allah, Allah, who the is Allah. Riders can be heard shouting. Some of the same riders, now masked, started letting off fireworks in the streets, reportedly aimed at some police. Other notable highlights: people in stroke allow men who looked of Middle Eastern ancestry bearing weapons to run past them as they attempt to cordon off a road.
Yeah, this makes me very sad. But
right there, they just run right past the police.
First of all, the police are not going to save you. The police are not going to save you. And when your society is at odds with itself, the police they're never going to save you. And to the point where people, I mean, this is England, right? Or forgive me my internal British, ignorance, but England, Ireland, UK, whatever you guys internally, nationally,
America, they just teach us England.
Yeah, whatever your national identity that is your common thing that you all hold together, when that's breaking apart and some portion of your country is we're English or we're British, and the other portion is like Allah Akbar, and they have a higher and different priority, and that becomes at odds. There's very little way to resolve that.
Yeah, it's like he says here. It's clear there's violence committed by both sides, which doesn't help anyone but the government and those in favor of hate speech laws.
Yeah. Oh, save us, police. And then more and more power to the police. And then everybody gets locked down. And then it's really just who gets to be in charge of who's the cops. And there has to be like a civil and cultural armistice between these groups. And like, why are they fighting? First of all, I don't know. This is just and it's not it's not just a political divide, because in the United States we have the left and the right. Right. It's largely political, largely a political divide, a divide of ideas or ideologies or whatever. But when it becomes the civil British versus the, Muslim British or Muslim immigrants or whatever, now there's a religious overlay, and now you very nearly have like a religious secular divide, and that's going to be bad. Yeah. So on that kind of note of having you on, you're totally welcome. However, I'm going to say this. Later this week, I'm going on vacation. So it's going to be, and I think you're in your email sometime after the 13th. So same. So it'll be back like, it'll be sometime after, we'll say the 19th or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, sometime in the week following that. Hopefully some of this will settle down, but before then. Okay. Well, that's super bad. But don't worry. You have the prime minister and you have, the national government in England. It's definitely going to work to work to your benefit. For instance, England on the brink, according to Breitbart News. Starmer vows swift action against the anti-immigration extremists. Government advisor backs COVID-style lockdowns to stop riots. Oh, great. British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has vowed that police would have his full support in taking on extremists as anti-mass immigration protests and riots have broken out across the country. Guess who's the bad guys, Deke?
You. Look, take down the presentation. Look.
Oh yeah, what's going on there? Hello, welcome.
Look, watch what I finally get on the show. Watch.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. All right, put your crap back up. I'll be right back.
Okay. Facing a full-blown crisis less than 1 month into office, recently elected leftist Prime Minister Starmer gathered top cabinet and ministers on Saturday as unrest erupted in dozens of towns and cities throughout the UK, in many cases in typical Labour Party strongholds in the north of England, in response to the slaying of 3 young girls and the stabbing of 8 others, including children, allegedly by a 17-year-old Rwanda heritage second-generation immigrant on Monday. Your government immediately turned on you as soon as possible. They turned on you. I'm sorry. This is not funny, but it's also not unexpected. Citing the far-left Hope Not Hate organization, reported that an estimated 35 locations has been scheduled to see protests on Saturday, some of which saw violent clashes between participants and the police, as well as attacks on businesses, particularly in Belfast, Hull, Liverpool, and Manchester. And I don't know too much about these places, but aren't these places that will erupt into full riots over like soccer games? So like, this is an actual legitimate reason to riot, and like, they did. A Downing Street spokesperson told the paper the prime minister set out that the police would have our full support and would take action against extremists on our streets who are attacking police officers, disrupting businesses, and attempting to sow hate by intimidating communities. The prime minister ended by saying the right to freedom of expression and the violent disorder we have seen are two very different things. He said there's no excuse for violence of any kind and reiterated that the government backs the police to take all necessary action to keep our streets safe. Hardline rhetoric from the left-wing prime minister who has characterized the protests and riots of far right. So, according to the government of the United Kingdom, if you take strong issue with violent murderers and mass immigration, you're an extremist. And then the jackboot of the coppers is coming down on your neck. That's okay, right?
That's right, JJ. You tell them, buddy.
Pay your taxes.
That's right.
Maybe you guys reconsider this whole monarchy thing too. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Look, she brought me a chai.
She brought you coffee?
She brought me a chai.
Chai?
Oh, yes. She loves me. She knows me. It's too hot to drink. Go ahead. Call me.
How do I join Discord? There's a link right down here below. Hey, the Discord is.
Look, let me bring it up real quick. Can I bring it up real quick on the screen? So
sure.
Because it's
do it. Oh,
Discord
I need to.
Not. So this is what it's going to look like. Oh, my bad. Let me hit the.
Yeah, here you go.
This is what it's going to look like. So over
here
on the left,
not the memes channel.
Oh yeah, I'm on the memes channel.
No, you're on the show notes.
Oh no, we'll just go to general here. So, and we were just having a conversation about Bitcoin in general. So you'll see on the far right all the little logos over there. Well, those are just different channels. All right. Look we can go down here to the Contest of Champions channel, and here we're talking in the VIP chat. Yeah, so let's go back to Internet Dad. So those are just the channels, and you might not have any when you join. You won't, unless you will just have one. So this next box over here will always be different in every one of them, but it's normally the same, and it's just the different channels. Up here you have Deconspiracy Theories, so you click here, and this is where I post all my wacky crap that JJ thinks I'm crazy. Here's the general channel.
You guys don't know how much stuff does not make it to the show. There's so much.
If I had control over the show, it would be a completely different format. Let's just say that.
We'd be getting cease and desist letters constantly, I'm sure.
Yes, he's in control for a reason. Like Deke's playlist, I add, we used to do the playlist. I haven't done it in a while, but so we go through all this stuff, and it's real easy. Get in here, talk to us. We have a memes channel that me and Brian and Dave and everybody shares, and I haven't seen some of these. So just going over, and it's because I told JJ once, it's like Discord's a little scary if you've never used it before, because it's
really
like, what in the world's going on? But it's so simple.
I'm trying to figure out a way for us to be able to be more accessible to more normal people though. So I'm going to start not only do I retweet stories on Twitter, I'm going to start retweeting them into the community group that I'd set up. So if that's a little easier, I'm not very good at that. But I tell you what, if you get on Discord, and we're there all day long. I'm there all day long. So you can
I'll check it
for sure. Okay. Let's see. So the UK is in dire straits, but that's okay, because the guardian angel of the earth, freedom and liberty and democracy, the United States of America, we are on a track to come save you guys. Sorry, I can't even say it without laughing.
We're going to be riding an eagle, so just wait. When you see the eagles of they're not the eagles of I forgot what they were called in Lord of the Rings. They'll be the eagles, the American bald eagles, giant 15-foot eagles, and JJ and I will be on top of them, holding. There must be
a photo of Donald Trump flying on the back of an eagle. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Yeah. We started with Kennedy. Let me get this out of the way. I messed up all the segues, but I should have put this in here earlier. Let me get this story down. Sorry, England. Rest in peace. Dear JJ, please stop being a dickhead on screen. We have this. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said, I really got to wait for Deacon's reaction. Let's get him off the air. Europeans knew the purpose of guns. Yeah, they did. Just finished registering. Suddenly all euro. Yeah. And you know what? There was the thing about this UK story that I thought I'd seen. It must have been a different one. I saw far right, and I saw Brexit. I saw somehow they were linking these far right extremists and this turmoil with Brexit, which Brexit was just like, hey, we want to be our own country. Stop making us be Europe proper. And they turned it around, and now like, oh, you're not letting immigrants in. Brexit. And this is why it's crazy. All right, Deke, I waited for you to come back. So I wanted to get your authentic reaction on this. So RFK Jr.
Yeah.
I showed that video before, but apparently he says he placed a dead bear cub in Central Park 10 years ago. RFK Jr. said he placed a dead bear cub in New York City's Central Park 10 years ago as a prank after he hit it on the road. So he ran over a bear, packed it up in his truck or whatever, drove to New York City, placed it in Central Park, and he thought it would be funny to make it look like the bear was hit by a bicycle. Kennedy for president. Hey, do good. Welcome.
Dude, that's hilarious.
Hey, do good. You guys are not on fire or anything, right? In Germany, y'all are doing good. I hope.
We've got more international viewers than we have.
Yeah, I know. It's all right.
That's actually pretty funny, dude. I mean,
it's
as
kind
long
of
as he
funny.
didn't like swerve to kill the bear on purpose. He hit the bear, he killed it, blah blah blah. I mean, that's a little twisted thinking, but I'm a little twisted, and I think that's funny.
I mean, the thing is, like, it seems like a juvenile prank, right? How old is RFK Jr.?
It doesn't matter. I think it's funny. I'm a juvenile.
He maybe he could blame it on the worm. The worm made me do it.
That's true. The brain worm. I had a buddy that swears that he leaves Bigfoot tracks in the woods and places sometimes. He's got these wooden Bigfoot things that he's put on these size 13 shoes he keeps in his Jeep. And when he goes around, he's just in the backwoods. He'll just put them on and make tracks and take them off and leave.
How can you know stuff like that and still believe that anything out there that is even like suspiciously fun, it could be real? You know, I'm
not a closed-minded person. Why?
You know, you personally know people that hoax and fake.
Yes, which just solidifies it in my mind.
And yet you still want to believe some of the stories are fun and true, which they are fun. Anyway, okay.
They are true. You're wavelength, you're vibrating here and I'm vibrating here.
Oh, hey, let's talk about Kamala Harris. Yeah. Definitely two different frequencies for sure. Let's talk about Kamala Harris for a second.
Why?
First of all, I had a beautiful insight into the future. So I made a prediction on Twitter, Deacon. I made a prediction on Twitter.
Profit. Okay.
Yeah. So I want to pull it up. Let's go. Where is it at? Here it is. Right. It was Sunday morning. I said, thought for win. I don't share this tab instead. Here we go. Thought for win. Neither Donald Trump nor Kamala Harris wins the electoral college. Neither of them get the electoral college. Democrats that supported the undemocratic installation of Kamala Harris as the party candidate with 0 primary votes will have no grounds to oppose the House of Representatives selecting the next president of the United States of America.
Okay, so imagine it to me like I'm 5 years old.
Sure. Imagine, if you will, the way that our election works is that in all of our states we vote, and every state sends electors. And in order to get to win the seat of the presidency, you have to get more than half the electors. Right. So 218, I think it is, 218 electoral votes. However, there are real possibilities that neither candidate can achieve 218 votes. Either you could have a Ross Perot situation where somebody's literally taking votes out of the pool for a candidate, or for whatever reason it's a just straight up tie and you can't cross that threshold. In that situation, the Constitution of the United States says that if no person has such a majority, then the persons having the highest numbers not exceeding 3 on the list from those voted for president, the House of Representatives shall choose immediately by ballot the president. So if
that got up there.
Hey, Smash. Yeah. So if the Electoral College cannot arrive at a victor, then instead of the popular vote, it goes to the House of Representatives, and the House gets to choose who the president is. That's the way the system is designed. And I'm sure you can imagine that Democrats all over would be like, oh, we can't let the House decide. That's not democratic. It's not but for the democracy. But it's literally the exact same thing that just happened in the Democratic Party, where they just threw away their Democratic candidate and the party elite just chose a different president.
Yeah, it's definitely
a different candidate.
It's definitely out of the norm, and it's definitely but it's definitely something to be paid attention to that I don't think a lot of people do pay attention to. And I think it's because, I mean, it's like lawyerese. It's so convoluted. You need a political science major to someone to dumb it down to be, like you just did. That completely makes sense. And I'm like, yeah. His prediction is pretty.
Let's say that some of the Democrats are unenthused about Kamala Harris, but they hate Trump.
Right.
And they see these Kennedy videos and they're like, okay, all right, RFK Jr., he's a little bit funny. He did a little skit with Russell Brand. He's against the establishment. And, every once in a while, he'll take a dead bear down to New York City. Oh, maybe I'll vote for him. Split the vote. Nobody wins. It goes to the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives, if the House of Representatives gets to decide this election, the president, Donald Trump will be president, because more districts will vote for Republicans than anything else. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm just predicting now, when that fight comes up and all the Democrats are like, but democracy, the House of Representatives don't get to choose. No. Same situation as the DNC picking Kamala Harris. Okay. Dialogue box. Eri Wren, I think I said your name right, so let me know if I said it right. Eri Wren, that's Dialogue Bugs. She says she thinks Kamala is alco honest. Oh, that's interesting. So that when she's more drunk, she's less of a liar. Okay, alco honest.
Let me play something that I saw.
Aaron, sorry, my bad.
Stupid American.
I'm American. What do you want from me?
Yeah, our educational system sucks. I mean, it sucks. All right, let me play you this.
Yeah, something.
I found this funny. Rumble has 75 buttons you got to press. You got to do the damn hokey pokey to get something on. All right, listen to this. It's about a minute.
What else are you going to do to fix this problem with inflation?
All right, thank you. Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up. That's about having to stress and stretch limited resources. That's about a source of stress for families that is not only economic, but is on a daily level, something that is a heavy weight to carry. So it is something that we take very seriously, very seriously. And we know from the history of this issue in the United States that when you see these prices go up, it has a direct impact on the quality of life for all people in our country. So it's a big issue, and we take it seriously.
That's great, bitch. But can you answer the question instead of talking to me like I'm a fucking 3-year-old and explaining the fucking obvious? Can you answer the question, please? Do you see how? She's the master of this. She's a master of this. Okay?
Well, you get stupider while you're listening to her, and you don't know. Like, did she answer?
What? Oh, my bad. Do we have a delay? Hello, can you hear me?
Must have.
Yeah, it's just Rumble, this new Rumble thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, she's a master of that because she does this in every one of them. And a lot of these politicians do it. They ask a question. They're like, man, that's really good. You know what the cause of that is this right here. They explain it to you. They reverse the question. And then they use that to go off on another talking point to make a very big point. It's like, that's great and all. What are you going to do to fix all of that stuff you just described? What are you going to do? And she don't have an answer because it's all their fault. I just wanted to point that out. It was hilarious. I watched that and it was like Kamala's plan to fix inflation. I was like, okay, look at this. Sounds great.
It's a no-step plan. Her plan is, I'm almost going to explain to you what inflation is, except I don't really understand. Have you seen her explain the cloud? Have you seen her explain the cloud? Oh my God, we're watching that now. Because you need to understand how the cloud works.
The cloud? Okay.
Uh-huh. Kamala Harris explains the cloud.
This is exciting.
Oh my God, it's so good. Let's see.
Hey folks, when you tune in, and you need to get your friends to tune into the Internet Dads show, because not only do we just have real conversation between two moronic American males that are dads, but we also learn things.
Trying to save the world here.
Yeah, we learn things.
Yeah.
So this is new. I want to learn about clouds.
Oh God, 7 minutes. Sky News. You guys, come on. Let's see if this is close to it.
We're hyping all this up. You better deliver, dude.
Yeah, better.
Let me see if I can find it faster than you.
I'm trying to get past this Australian with her naggy voice. Okay. Now you just did the inflation one. No, I want to see.
I think I found it faster than you.
Please find it faster than me. She just needs to explain how the cloud works. I need her to explain how the cloud works.
Okay, here we go. Oh, fart. Hit me over.
Yeah.
There. Great. All right, here we go.
That's you?
So you're now no longer are you necessarily keeping those private files in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house. It's on your laptop, and it's then therefore up here in this cloud that exists above us, right? It's no longer in a physical place.
That is fascinating. Did you know that?
Like, it's gone to the metaphysical realm. Your Adobe files.
Can I like reach up and grab it with my hand?
Yeah, I think so. You can do like let me reach up and here we go. There, look, I just got a file from the cloud right there. I'm gonna put this back for later.
We learn things. That's fascinating. Never stop learning, people.
All right. Here. Last week was the funeral of Sheila Jackson Lee, the representative from Houston. I don't remember which ward, but she long serving member of Congress, terrible, horrible human being, and she was remembered fondly during her funeral, especially by Kamala Harris, who then called herself the president. Let's get into this. At a memorial service in Houston for recently deceased Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, Vice President and presumed Democrat nominee for President Kamala Harris referred to herself as the president. Joe Biden, who dropped out of the race a few weeks ago and endorsed Harris for president, is actually still the president, we think, until January.
We think.
We don't really know.
At least one of his doppelgangers or the Mach 5 robot is the president. It's one of the three. Real Joe, doppelganger, Mach 5 robot.
Both Kamala Harris and Joe Biden traveled to Houston understand Houston, there's like 4.5 million people, and they flew Air Force One and Air Force Two, or maybe just one of them, into Houston International Airport at rush hour and fucked up the entire city for straight up a long time. There was traffic in every direction, backed up for miles. It was
Dude,
so bad.
There are as many people that live in your city as that are in my entire state.
Yeah, it's not a win. That's not a win for us. It's too many people here. Harris was speaking about Lee's life in public service. Standing alongside Bill and Hillary Clinton, Harris praised Lee and her work, bringing up her own work with the late representative on a bill to create a federal holiday, Juneteenth, marking the day enslaved persons in Texas realized that they were free after Lincoln emancipated all enslaved persons in the U.S. Quote, which, as a U.S. Senator, I was proud to co-sponsor And then as President Harris checked herself, realized her error, and continued as vice president, it was my honor with the president, that guy, not me, that guy. The crowd cheered for her slip and for her candidacy. However, the slip does give pause to what Harris believes is her current role. Did she step into Biden's campaign late or into his office early? The media blitz behind her sudden effort to attain the highest office in the nation without having received a single vote has been incredibly strong, but it comes at the cost of a democratic process to earn her nomination. Oh my God.
It was Sheila Jackson.
Okay, I have a theory. I wanted to hear the clip. Do you have the clip of her?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's it.
Okay. Whose bill made Juneteenth a federal holiday. Which, as a United States Senator, I was proud to co-sponsor. And then as vice president, it was my honor with the president.
Rewind it.
It was my honor. United States Senator, I was proud to co-sponsor. And then as vice president, it was my honor with the president.
He said that. That was on purpose.
Oh, you think so?
I have been a presenter for 30 years, dude. I have been on hundreds of stages in front of thousands of people. I'm a jokester. That she did that on purpose. That was on purpose.
That's neuro-linguistic programming then. She's putting it into the mind. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it was not only that, but it was to get
I'm no hypnotherapist. Maybe
it was to get a rise out of the people. It did exactly what it was supposed to do.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think maybe that was a planned gaffe, which you have to say, for a drunk, she really pulled that off pretty well.
Now you can do that. You can do that in a joking manner, and most of the time I do that. It's in an obvious joking manner with, inflection or facial movements or something to let you know I'm joking. But you can do that in a planned manner to where it sounds like you made a faux pas gaffe, but it's planned.
Oh yeah,
it's really planned. They do that.
Yeah,
I've done that.
I don't know. Okay, so you know what? You're making me reconsider, because in my mind, I consider Kamala Harris to be a near functioning retard. Like, she's barely above average intelligence. She does not, it's been 12, 13, 14 days since she announced her candidate. She has not taken an open question press conference. She has only read prepared statements.
Wait a minute. There's a guy named Dan White that you know, and he has convinced you that he is a stupid redneck named Larry the Cable Guy. All right. Everybody, you look at that guy and you think he's a simple-minded Larry the Cable Guy, but Dan White's a genius. He's a very smart man. I think his name's Daniel White, isn't it? Daniel White. See, we don't even know his real freaking name.
No idea.
It's very easy. I mean, and I think I don't think Kamala is very high on the IQ chart. I mean, I don't think Mensa is anywhere near knocking on her door anytime soon, but she is a part of a conglomerate. All right. And if I've got somebody, that I can use that has a skill, she's dumb as a box of rocks, but she can talk and people like her, and she's half and half, and she can a chameleon, and she can do this, and she's a whore, and she'll do whatever she needs. let's just use her. So let's surround her with brilliant people that tell her what to do. She's not pulling the.
So I am starting to learn about Kamala Harris.
Marionette we've had yet.
Yeah, it's quite obvious that she's. Yeah. There is a video I retweeted from CamVTV or Cambry on Twitter, and it is a 23-minute piece from let's see, from this guy on this show. I think it's like Unconnected. Hold on, it's Counterpunch. Is it Counterpunch? But it's too long to play here on the show. But it dives deep into Kamala Harris and where she started and where the group she came out of. And it is you would appreciate the viper's nest of connections between Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, Jesse Jackson, and some other radical communists from the 60s and 70s that she's like deeply connected to. So
wait a minute. Well, there's a conspiracy theory. I don't know if it's a theory. I think it's like pretty much real that every U.S. president is related except one. Guess who that one is?
You mean related, like familially?
They can trace their bloodlines back to each other. Every single one of them but one. I think it's every single one of them but one. And do you know who that one is?
No.
Take a wild guess.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
The greatest president of all time.
Obama, the Bushes. They all trace back.
Are all the U.S. presidents related?
Hey, Google.
Google's not going to tell you the truth.
No, I just like doing that to make everybody else's phone go off that's listening.
Oh, yeah.
We used to do that on the radio when Siri first came out. We would say that on the radio, and we'd have people that would say, dude, my phone's going off. So we kept doing it. Remember when the Razor phones came out, the flip phone Razors, when they first came out?
Oh, yeah. I sold those things. People paid so much money for those.
Okay, so they all had a very distinct phone ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we did was we recorded that phone ring and we looped it and we put it only in the right channel. And then we would go on and do a break and we would just talk normal, but I would start that audio so that it played over us. We just had to ignore it. And it only played in the right channel while we were talking. And it was all designed to make the person in the car think that there was a phone over somewhere underneath their passenger seat.
Let me check my phone.
And then we realized that could probably cause some accidents and we stopped.
Yeah, that's not safe. Don't do that. All right. Yeah. Gronk says that there is a conspiracy theory that suggests all U.S. presidents are related. This theory claims that presidents can be traced back to a common ancestor, often an English king. However, the theory lacks substantial evidence and is largely dismissed by historians and experts. So there is a theory.
Yeah. The theory.
You're not getting any fish out of that pond.
Well, I mean, Grok and Google are not controlled by any kind of agenda or anything, and they're going to give you all the facts. So I'm sure it's true.
Grok is the least liery, I'm sure.
The least liery.
Yeah. But it's also not the smartest yet. But Grok 2 and 3 are coming, and they're going to be way smarter. All right.
It's available to us normies.
No, you have to pay for this. Normies don't get Grok.
Hey, I got a feel good story. I had another story here that come up that I hadn't got to read, so maybe I'll put it. The Ohio
I'm gonna feel good.
The Ohio Supreme Court ruled Thursday that boneless chicken wings that they cannot expect boneless chicken wings to actually be free of bones. So when you buy boneless chicken wings and you find a bone in them and you try to sue, they're going to be like, no, the Supreme Court of Ohio said that this was cool. So whatever. Here's your feel good story though, JJ. I've got it all in the wrong spot. So last week we lost our buddy Chance, our old dog Chance. You've been a dog owner your whole life. You know how it is to love a member of the family like that, and especially like to lose a member of the family. So this woman got this little dog, had it for 2 years, named Gizmo. See Gizmo? Oh, hang on, let me scroll up there. See Gizmo's little face.
I'm loving the chat happening on our show, dude.
Yeah, me too. He's been found a lot. He got out of so Judith had Gizmo. He was microchipped and everything. She was 28, living with her parents. Gizmo was 2 years old, and he slipped past a faulty gate in the backyard of their home in Las Vegas. So she looked and she looked everywhere. She had a lot of change. She's now 37. She moved into her own home. She's got her master's degree. She began teaching education, but she never stopped, trying to find Gizmo, wondering or whatnot. Well, Gizmo was finally found and microchipped. He's now 11 years old, or finally found, and his microchip was scanned. He's 11 years old now. They called her. She said that when she went up to him and said his name, like he turned around and looked at her like, I know that name, and they've gotten back together. And she said she's so glad. She said hindsight is 20/20. I'm so glad I registered his microchip. So this 11-year-old, 12-year-old Gizmo is back with his owner after 9 years. His friend.
Where was Gizmo for those 9 years? You know?
Well, I mean, one day, hopefully Gizmo will write an autobiography and we can learn a really cool.
No, I mean,
JJ, those are the types of questions that my left brain goes, where did Gizmo go those 9 years? Let's write a kid's book that's the adventures of Gizmo and what he did for 9 years.
If Gizmo lived with somebody else for 9 years and only lived with her for 2 years, like,
well, no, they said
somebody's dog.
They said that his eyes were he wasn't living with them. His teeth were missing, his eyes were damaged, and they gave him medicine and everything. But he had lived. He probably had a Milo and Otis type of adventure. You remember that movie, Milo and Otis?
Gizmo lived hard for 9 years.
That would be a really good feel good story. Gizmo the dog and have a little story. I'm telling you, that's a winner.
Yeah, I mean, I like it, but part of my brain is like. And then the twist is like the original owner was actually a really horrible person and dumped the dog on the side of the street.
That's why you're not a part of the writers.
And then somebody brought it back and she had to pretend like, oh, I missed you, Gizmo. And really it was like, I couldn't get rid of you fast enough.
That's why we don't lock the writers. That's why I thought. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm so glad. Oh, we got a songs today, sir?
No.
Okay.
No, I'll start tomorrow with songs. Give me a theme.
I don't know.
Pick a theme.
England burning down.
Okay. let's do Irish.
Irish?
Okay. Then let me give you, I'm just going to give you a band. I'm not going to give you a song, and I'm going to give you an assignment. Listen to Dolores O'Riordan from the Cranberries.
Oh, yes.
Pick any Cranberries song and listen to it. She was a world treasure. I love her freaking voice.
Hey, we got a guest. Hey, come here, guest. Oh boy.
Now, can you please do my ponytail?
Yes, I'll do your ponytail. We're about done with the show. Can you say hello to Deacon?
Hi, Deacon.
Hi, I like those glasses too. How many glasses do you have?
How many glasses do you have? You're off screen. Lean into the camera.
How many pairs of glasses do you have? 2?
She doesn't even know. You got like 5 pair of glasses.
I have this.
And right here, do you see this right here? This is other people saying hello to you. Can you say hello to Aaron?
Aaron.
Yeah.
Who's
Or
Aaron?
Aaron. It might be Aaron. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'm pretty sure I'm producing it incorrectly.
Yeah. We're all
there's Smashley. Smashley's up there too. So hey, can you tell us what your favorite song is? You can pick the song of the day today.
Yes, Lily can.
What's your favorite song?
The coffee song.
A coffee song. Can you give us a couple bars of the coffee song? Would you sing a little of it for us?
No, you already know it.
Oh, I already know it. I would love to know what the coffee song.
It's the first song that you guys play.
I have never heard it.
Oh, are you talking about the intro song for the show? Oh, that's so sweet of you.
That's my favorite song too.
How about it's pretty good. Hey, what about that movie that you like with that little yellow guy? Do you like that song?
A little bit.
Can you sing that for us? No? Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh.
What is it?
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Who's born in yellow and born in the sea? I don't remember what he says.
Yeah. All right. Well. Okay, Lily, would you like to hear a hilarious joke?
Whatever, sure.
All right. Here's your hilarious joke of the day.
Oh, hang on.
Do you know what a bat's motto is?
No.
You don't know what a bat's motto is?
Mm-mm.
A bat's motto.
Yeah.
Is hang in there. Oh no, I got booed on my joke, Lily. You have a joke for us?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to hear your joke.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting. Oh. Lily, can Lily still hear me? Can Lily still hear me?
She can hear you.
Okay, Lily, I'm going to tell you my joke. My little girl used to tell me all the time. Okay,
He's going to tell
this
you.
is what she used to say. Why did the cow cross the road? To get to the movies.
It's pretty good. The movies.
I have another joke.
Oh, she has another one.
Okay.
I have another
Okay. Go ahead.
joke. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting chicken.
Interrupting chicken who?
Quack, quack.
All right. Thank you for watching, everybody. We will be back tomorrow. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter.
Nothing to do my
Come visit
hair.
Discord. Yeah, it's how we'll do your hair.
I'm gonna do my hair
I
too.
have to. Yeah.
Duh.
Politicians and talking heads lying left and right. You can help us bring facts into the light. Don't let your daughter lose her next
It stops playing. I don't know why it's
to a
playing.
psychopath dude with fake teeth.